everyone, and welcome to Cabin Fever Crochet. I'm Helene and back with a new tutorial of my Daydreams shawl. And talk about cabin fever, there goes Dusty, one of my dogs, going goofy in the snow, and I don't blame him one bit because it has been one long winter here in northeastern Washington state. Well, anyway, early last year I came out with my Lunar Dreams curved shawl, and now to start off early in the year, going forward into spring, here is my Daydreams shawl, because I have been working on and dreaming of this night and day for a while. I had to take a bit of a family leave of absence, but I'm back, happy to bring this to you. I have divided the tutorial up into 2 parts. So to get you going here, this will take you through the whole entire body of the work, and then I'll come back, finish up in a short tutorial doing the border together. A couple of ways that you can work this. You can make it more into that V triangular shape, or I'll show you a little technique where we can just curve that bottom a bit. But either way, you have a wider body, so in the width from side to side, so it gives you more coverage around your back and around your body. You can try this in just about any yarn that you like. And this one worked in Lion Brand's Ferris Wheel Color Cotton Candy. It is 100% acrylic, gives a little bit more warmth where there's still a chill in the air, and the gold color that I will show you, that is worked in a bamboo and silk yarn going into the more warmer months. And you can add beads if you like or not. You can make the border more narrow, such as I did in this shawl, or wider, and I will show you all those different variations as we go along. If you're a confident beginner crocheter, I believe this tutorial is also for you, and hope you will give it a try, because I take you through step by step all along the way. And as you can see, there's just some really nice texture, a lot of interest in it. It's only a 2-row repeat after initial setup rows, but enough to keep you engaged no matter what skill level you are. I've also included a timestamp in the drop-down description section that you can refer back to at any point you need. And I'm working on a written pattern, not quite ready as I had hoped, but soon. And when it is listed in my Etsy shop, I will have a link for that also below in the description section, along with any other related content. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. Today I am working in an average number 4 medium weight yarn. You can work this in any type of yarn that you like. Just go up 1 hook size from whatever the ball band recommends. This is sadly discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby. Their Yarn Bee Hint of Silk, 85% bamboo, 15% silk. Calls for an H 5mm. I am going up to an I 5.5mm. And if anyone is curious, this is a Furls Swirls hook. And amount wise, of course, it's going to vary on the type of yarn and your body height and shape, how wide or long that you want the shawl. At the smaller end, let's say 3 average size 100-gram skeins of yarn. If you're, say, large, extra large, you might need 4, and above that, probably 1 skein for every size above extra large. Now, the pastel cotton candy colors, that is in Ferris Wheel yarn at by Lion Brand, 270 yards per cake. But the cake yarn has a lot of texture, and it went a long way. I used 2 full cakes. So that's what, 540 yards plus a little bit of another cake. So it wound up being approximately a little over 600 yards for that size, which should comfortably fit up to about an extra large. So that gives you an idea. And if you are going to add optional beads, then you will need to have a small thread type hook. So you want this neck portion to be thin enough to go through your bead, but while at the same time the hook, the head, to be large enough to be able to grasp your yarn and pull that through. And you have to be careful not to split or snag your yarn. And as far as beads go, I'm going to leave the links in the drop down description section where it says more ... so you can click on. I did find some really nice check glass beads, check CZECH, at Joann. So I don't know if this is new for them. Surprised me. I was very happy to see that. These are the size 2/0, not 2 point, but 2/0 check seed beads, and they are glass, and they come in, like, these are iridescent, and this is called lilac luster. So the luster is the iridescent finish, and which is permanent. So you want permanent, so it's not going to peel off or fade or anything in the wash. And if you do wash this, I would definitely do that by hand. And they have different finishes. So they have the luster, the iridescence, just the shiny, which I am going to pair with the gold on gold, and come in pearl type colors, and then also like satin and matte finishes. And these I picked up at a bead store, and I have quite a few. I do use those in jewelry making. Now these are a size 3 or 3/0, depending on where you might find them. You can look on Amazon. I go to ARTBEADS. They have quite a few of these types. They are Japanese glass seed beads, and they're by Toho, Toho, and it says size 3. And a couple of stitch markers are good. One for the center increase, even if you are an experienced crocheter, and I'll explain why when we get to that point. Then also I'm going to be working an alternate double crochet. You can work a regular chain 3 if you like, but I encourage you to do the alternate because it's going to give you a much fuller, softer, nice edge across the top of your neckline, and you won't have that kind of string-like feel that you can get from the chain 3. That's up to you. But if you are not familiar with the alternate and this method, that will help to mark your spot so you know you are putting your stitch into the right placements. So go ahead and make your slip knot however you work yours, and chain 4, then slip stitch to that beginning chain, and you have your ring. And now you either chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet here and throughout, or you can work the alternate. Now for the alternate, I'm going to chain 1 and bring that down, and the chain 1 is for this beginning row only, and then you begin the alternate double crochet by making a single crochet, and then into that left front loop, that left leg in the front, you insert your hook and you make another single crochet. And sometimes 2 can count as a double, but for this project we're going to do that one more time. Insert your hook into that left front loop and single crochet, and that, if you're working the alternate double crochet in this method, you do that as your first double crochet here and throughout. And now go ahead, everyone, and place 8 more double crochets into the ring for a total of 9, counting either your beginning chain 3 or your beginning alternate. Okay, so it's 3, do a total of 9. And if you like, in that very beginning, place a stitch marker into the top of your alternate double crochet. Okay, you can close your ring, cinch it down, but don't over tighten it. And now you either chain 3 and turn as your first double crochet, or to work the alternate you turn without chaining, no chain this time, and you may just want to extend your loop on your hook a little bit and then just insert your hook through both loops of the first double crochet. Place 1 single crochet, and then twice you're going to insert your hook into the left front loop and single crochet. There's once, and then one more time for your alternate. And now everyone place another double crochet in that same beginning stitch, and then you will place 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around to the other side. You'll have a total of 18 double crochets. Okay, 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and we will do one more setup row in double crochets to get to our magic number of 27, and then we will begin the 2-row repeat. Okay, 2 more. Double check to make sure you have 18 double crochets, and you place your stitch marker in the 3rd single crochet up for that alternate. So we started on the front side, okay, and now we just worked the back side, so now we're going to work the front side again. Alright, so if you're chaining 3, you do that throughout, chain 3 and turn, or turn and work your alternate double crochet. Which either method you go with, just be consistent and do that throughout. Alright, so now our repeat sequence, our ratio, instead of 2 in each stitch around, we're going to do 2 into the first. So everyone place another double crochet in that same beginning stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next. So it's 2 1 2 1, 2 double crochets in the next, 1 double crochet in the next, all the way around, 2 double crochets followed by 1. Okay, when you get around to the end, you should have 27 double crochets, and I will meet you there. Okay, at the end of row 3, 27 double crochets, you should have ended with 1 double crochet in the last. Now count up, starting with your first, to the 14th double crochet, and place your stitch marker in that 14th stitch, and you will have 13 on either side, and this is your top center. Alright, so we're going to do increases on each side and at the bottom, and with increases along the edge, the 2 sides as well, to make it more full in the body and a little bit less pointy at the end. Alright, so now to begin row 1 of our 2-row repeat, which will be row 1, is on the wrong side of the work. So again, as always, either chain 3 and turn, or turn and work your alternate double crochet, and you can move your stitch markers up as you go with each row. Okay, now everyone place 2 more double crochets into the first stitch, and then now we are going to begin a fun cross stitch over the next 4 stitches. All right, so we're going to be working in sets of 4, so throughout, so keep that in mind. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, so you skip the first 3, right, and now double crochet into the 4th, and then it's going to be, after this row, they're going to be more separated, so you will easily see those. You won't have to like count over, you'll just see where your stitches go. So now chain 3, and then cross back over in front of the double crochet you just made, and you're going to double crochet into that very first skipped stitch, which will be your 3rd stitch over from the double crochet you just made. All right, you double crochet in there and bring your stitch, your loop up nice and tall to the height of the loop on your hook to prevent these cross stitches from getting smushed down. Okay, so now we're going to work across the next 4 double crochets, and if you are having a harder time seeing where you last worked and where your next unworked stitch is, for that first work double crochet, your finger's right there, so it will naturally, you can just slide it underneath the stitch to lift it a little without stretching it out. You can see, oh, aha, okay, that's where that double crochet was made, and here then is the next unworked stitch right to the left of it. So you count over again, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're skipping the first 3, and in that 4th double crochet, place a double crochet, chain 3, make those chains just the size of your regular stitches, not too big and not too tight. All right, and now again you're going to double crochet into the first skip stitch, which is 3 double crochets to the right, okay, of that double crochet you just made, and again bring your loop up nice and tall and finish your double crochet. You're going to do this one more time before you get to your top center, and if you need to, again, put your finger underneath the double crochet and you'll see where your next unworked stitch is. So you skip the first 3, double crochet in the 4th, which takes you to the stitch right before your center place marker, and double crochet. That's a little loose. Try that again. And yes, this, you can see it looks like it's smushing on a little bit, but it's all going to even out because the next row, the row 2, each time we will be doing an increase on that row along the sides, and that will give it fullness and even the project out as you work. Okay, so if you see it getting bunched up, don't worry about that because it will work out, okay? Because I've worked it all out for you in all of my prototypes. All right, so make your chain 3 and go back into your first skipped stitch, 3rd stitch over, and double crochet. And now we are up to the center. Take your stitch marker out for just a minute. Remember, that's where that double crochet was made, so it's the next stitch. We're going to work an increase by placing a double crochet, chain 3, and into the same stitch a double crochet. That is essentially a V-stitch, chain 3 again, and double crochet all into that same center space. And now take your stitch marker and place that back into that center double crochet. And now we're going to repeat just what we did along the first side by skipping the next 3 and double crocheting into the 4th stitch, chain 3, and place a double crochet into that first skip stitch, the third stitch over from the double crochet you just made. Always remember to bring the loop on your hook up nice and high to the height of a double crochet. So as you can see, the nature of these stitches do tend to draw the work in. And what you can do as you go, at the beginning anyway, until your work really starts to grow, is just smooth it out a little bit as you work, and that will help to spread and fan those stitches out. Okay, so there is my double crochet. So count again over 4, skip the first 3, double crochet in the 4th, chain 3, double crochet into that first unworked stitch, the first skip stitch, and one more time. So skipping the first 3, double crocheting into the next, chain 3, and double crochet into the first skipped stitch, and then place 3 double crochet into either the top of your alternate double crochet or the top of your chain 3. I thought I felt that snag a bit. I can work into the stitch instead of splitting the yarn. There we go, 3 double crochets. And now we're going to work row 2, chain 3 and turn, or turn and alternate double crochet. This yarn can be a little bit splitty at times. Okay, and now again everyone, 2 more double crochets in that same beginning stitch. You can place your stitch marker at the top of your alternate. You see there's the first single crochet, the second, and the third. And then now place 1 double crochet in each of the next 2, which are the last 2 double crochets from the row below in that beginning set of 3. Now we're going to chain 1 and work 4 double crochet into the chain 3 space of our cross stitch. Okay, there's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, and 4, chain 1, and again 4 double crochet into the next chain 3 space of the cross stitch, and that is going to be your repeat up to the top. Okay, so go ahead and chain 1, 4 double crochet into the next chain 3 space, and when you get to the top where you have your V stitches, so you have the chain 3 of the V stitch to the center, right of the center, and your V stitch to the left. When you get up to this section, you do not chain 1. It just gave way too much fullness at the bottom, and I wanted more fullness along the sides on this one. Okay, so no chain this time, and then now just work the 4 double crochet into the chain 3 space to the right of the top. Taking my stitch marker out of the center, work 1 double crochet into the center, and 4 double crochet into the next chain 3 space to the left of the center. Stitch marker goes back into that center double crochet, so you will have 4 double crochets on either side. Okay, so just like we did to the right of the center, we did not chain after our last set of 4 double crochets in that chain 3 of the cross stitch. You do not chain to the left of center. You just go ahead and work in to that chain 3 space of the next cross stitch. Place your 4 double crochets. Now, oops, slippery yarn. Okay, chain 1, and you continue working along this edge as before, and again 4 double crochets in each chain 3 space along this side. You chain 1 in between. Okay, 4 double crochets, chain 1, and then now you have your last 3, so we are going to mirror what we did on the other side in the opposite order. We will place 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochets, and then 3 double crochets in the last, which is either the top of your chain 3 or the top of your alternate double crochet. 3 double crochets. Okay, so now you are back on the right side of your work. I'll go through the repeat with you one more time. Now that we have our stitches going, you can see what's happening there. Alright, so again, to repeat row 1 of our 2-row repeat, which will be on the wrong side of the work, chain 3 and turn, or turn and work your alternate double crochet. Row 1 is the cross stitch, chain 3 row. Okay, so everyone, place 2 more double crochets into that same beginning stitch, and now see we have our set of 4. So over to that 4th stitch, skipping the first 3, place a double crochet, chain 3, and then double crochet into that first skip stitch. So you count back over 3 to the right from the double crochet you just made if you are ever in doubt. Alright, see now, there's your set of 4 double crochets, very easily defined. Then skip the chain and skip the first 3 double crochets in the set of 4 and double crochet into that 4th double crochet. And now chain 3, crossing back over in front of the double crochet just made into that first skip stitch, the 3rd double crochet over to your right, and now this is your repeat sequence all the way up the side just before the set of 4 double crochets to the right of center. Okay, so to the 4th double crochet over, you double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet into the first of that set of 4, and you repeat this across. Chain 3, double crochet in the first, and then here we are to the top to the right of center. So make sure you don't accidentally work into your center double crochet, and that's why even as a seasoned crocheter, it's just there. You can, you know, 'cause especially as your work grows and you have a big mass of work in front of you, it's easy to accidentally work into this stitch. That's why it's here. It's there. You can feel it with your finger, and you just go over to the 4th double crochet, which is right next to, right before that center. So work your double crochet, chain 3, and then double crochet into the first skip stitch in that set of 4, again as we did in row 1 of our repeat, 2 rows below. You will do your V-stitch of 1 double crochet into that center stitch, chain 3, double crochet again into the center stitch, chain 3, and double crochet all into the same stitch. Place your stitch marker back into your center double crochet, and then now we work across these sets of 4 all the way down to the end. So I'll get you started, and then I will meet you after your last set of 4. Okay, again, skip 3, double crochet into that 4th, double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet into your first skip stitch, which is going to be right next to that V-stitch. Okay. And repeat all the way across. I will meet you right here. Alright, so now we have 5 double crochets left. So across the next 4, we're going to do just as we have been, skipping the first 3, double crocheting in the next, which takes us right up to just before our last stitch. So you work your next or your last set of your cross stitches and chains. So there's the chain 3, and then now double crochet in that first skipped, double crochet, and place 3 double crochets into the top of your chain 3 or your alternate double crochet. Alright, that completes row 1 of our 2-row repeat. We just worked on the wrong side, and now we're going to again chain 3 and turn, or turn and alternate to double crochet. This is row 2 of our 2-row repeat, worked on the right side of the work. And as always, everyone, go ahead, place 2 more double crochets into your beginning stitch. Mark the top of your beginning stitch if you like. Okay, and as we did before, place 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 double crochets. That gives you your 5, your setup for your cross stitch sequence. Okay, and now remember we chain 1, place 4 double crochets into the chain 3 space of the cross stitch. Chain 1, and again 4 double crochets into the next chain 3 space. Chain 1 and repeat. Place 4 double crochets, chain 1, 4 double crochets, chain 1, 4 double crochets up to your center, and you do not chain 1 in between your last cross stitch and your V-stitch to the right of center. Okay, so I'm going to work mine. I will meet you right here. We'll work the center together and then finish the other side. Okay, I am up to my center with the V-stitch on either side. You do not chain one, you just work your 4 double crochets into the chain 3 of the V-stitch to the right of center. Okay, 1 double crochet into that center double crochet. Place your stitch marker back into the center stitch. 4 double crochets into the chain 3 space to the left of center. And as we did to the right of the center, we did not chain. We're not going to chain to the left of center. You're going to just jump right into your first chain 3 of your cross stitch and place 4 double crochets. And I think by having that stitch marker at the center also serves as a reminder about not chaining to the right or left of center. Okay, and now you go ahead and chain 1 and 4 double crochet in the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, 4 double crochet all the way down to the end, and after your last set of 4 double crochets and the last cross stitch, go ahead and chain 1, and I will meet you here. Okay, I'm at the end of row 2 of our set of 4 double crochets. I've finished those into my last chain 3 space of the last cross stitch, chain 1, and now work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 and 3 double crochets in the last. And that is it for your 2-row repeat, and you continue working rows 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So you work this to the width and length depending on how much of a border that you want, and I'll show you how you can customize that when we get there, but just keep this in mind now to determine when you finish the width and length you want of your shawl. You're going to add however much extra to finish the size of your overall piece with the border itself. If you want a more narrow border or if you want a wider border. And maybe that will depend on how much yarn you have for the body of your work. So if you only have so much of one color to work with and you want to fill in the rest with your border, you can make it a really wide border and a complementary or contrasting color to make up the difference to give you the size shawl that you like. For example, I think this would be really pretty. I only have 3 skeins of Hobby Lobby Fresh Haven. Again, so sad, so disappointed. This yarn has been discontinued. I went to get more and it was gone. But I do have 3 skeins of the solid silver, and I have 1 of the pewter twist, it's called, which work together. So I'm going to go as far as I can with the 3 and then make up the difference with a wide border, however much this takes me in the silver. Okay then, my fiber friends, I'm going to close for now in part 1, and I'll be back soon for part 2 of this tutorial. We'll finish up the border together, and I'll show you the easy variations, how you can customize this with or without beads, in a couple of different ways you can work that border. Until then, take good care, okay, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.